Hey guys, fall is the best time of year to quickly compose a compost pile and prepare for the next growing season. I am whipping up compost piles all over the garden, and I'm adding in all of my fall cleanup and lots of leaves. So let's talk about the leaves and which ones are the best ones to add and which ones you should avoid. Here are a few of the leaves I have access to in my very own garden, and what makes the difference between a good leaf and a bad leaf for your compost is the levels of a compound called lignin. And this compound is what makes the woody structure of a plant. So obviously the higher the lignin level, the stronger the leaf will be, and in turn, the longer it's going to take to break down. So let me show you the ones that have higher levels that are going to take longer in your compost pile or just generally out in nature. So the ones to avoid in higher levels are oak. Here's some example of oak. Beech. Beech leaves look like this. They're actually very beautiful. All leaves are beautiful. And then also holly and sweet chestnut are ones that you don't want to put in. I don't have any of those leaves to show you, but if you have any of those on your property, just avoid putting those in if you can, at least in larger quantities. The better leaves to put in your compost pile with lower levels of lignin are maples and ash, poplar. These are poplar, and willow, which I do not have. Also fruit trees, and I'm going to add one of my own. This is kale, and I found that cruciferous vegetable leaves break down really quickly. This is a pawpaw leaf, and if it hadn't been rained on for 2 days, it would just crumble into dust. Here's a new pawpaw tree, and the leaves are breaking down before they even hit the ground. If I go over there and just crunch them up, they'll just disintegrate. This is a fig leaf, so I'm assuming that I can lump that in the category. But fruit tree leaves are good. Maple leaves, poplar leaves are fantastic, and they're wonderful for your compost pile. And over here, some beautiful ash leaves, and these will dry out quickly. So if you can pick up a leaf once it's turned brown and it's a dry day and it just sort of crumbles, that is your indication that it will be good for the compost pile. So they say to avoid beech and oak and sweet chestnut, and there is another category which you should absolutely not put any of, and that is the black walnut and chestnut. They are to be avoided. They actually have an herbicide in them, so if you put those in your compost, it's like adding herbicide, and I think our world has enough problems with that. But so this is the rundown of what's best to put in your compost pile and what should be avoided in bulk or avoided at all. So I hope that helps you out when you're deciding how to layer up your compost pile. I will be leaning very heavily on my poplar leaves and my pawpaw leaves. I don't have very many, but that type of thing. And luckily I have a lot of maples. Maple trees have some of the prettiest fall color. I feel very lucky to have them in my garden. The other thing to know is if you have the time and the inclination, if you can run over them with a lawnmower or put them through some kind of shredder, the smaller the leaf particle, the faster it's going to decompose. And I actually don't do any of that. I just layer it up pretty well. I try to make the layers pretty airy to avoid any matting. But if you can take the time to shred it up and have something to do it with, some people even use a weed whacker, you will have compost in a faster amount of time. So that is my rundown on which leaves are best, and it's kind of good to know if you put an oak heavy pile together, you're just going to have to wait a much longer time. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope that you are putting compost piles together in your yard so you have lovely, rich soil to work with next season. Thanks for watching.